innovations under insulation. So today we have Dr. Chiraz Ennaceur, the CEO of CorrosionRADAR and the winner of Women in Asset Integrity Excellence Award. Welcome, Chiraz.
Thanks, Prabhu, for inviting me again.
You're leading a large, fast-growing company which is bringing CUI monitoring into the market. And what are the opportunities you see and the challenges you see as a leader of this business?
Yeah, so entrepreneurship has been my journey for the last couple of years. It is an amazing journey. I would do it again if I go back on time. It has a lot of ups and downs, but when you go into the journey, you have to understand that it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And especially in the energy sector, because we are talking here about CorrosionRADAR, we are leading the CUI space in terms of monitoring and predictive CUI maintenance. What you need to remember when you're bringing technology into the market, that there is a model. There is people have been there before, and there is a model that probably most of the technology will go through, which is the technology adoption curve. So when you bring something into the technology, you should expect that it's not everyone going to be buying it and convinced that it is the right thing for them. So you will be dealing with the early adopters, then early majority or early market, and then you hit the biggest kind of market. But that doesn't happen overnight. That happens step by step, and understanding that is very important as a leader, because you tailor your message, you tailor your offer, as you progress in that journey. One very important thing, because a lot of people think, okay, I have a cool piece of technology, I'm gonna perfect it, it's gonna be amazing. They develop that in isolation from their customers, isolation from the markets, and they expect when it's out there, people will just, buy it. It doesn't happen that way. The technology is very important, but what is more important is that you are really in touch with your customer from day one, because these are the people that are going to be buying your technology or solution. So you need to make sure you are listening to them. There are really important equation in there. So for me, entrepreneurship is bringing a solution to a market that exists. There is an identified problem that this solution is solving that problem, and really be as close to a customer as possible. You have to love what you are doing to be able to really have the resilience to kind of go through that journey. It takes time. You cannot run before walking. So you need to make sure you're educating the market. People see the benefit that you see. You are not the most important person here in the equation seeing the benefit. The market, the customers, potential customer need to see the benefit. And that doesn't happen overnight, especially in our sector. I mean, we are in the energy sector where things take time, and sometimes you need standards, you need regulation, you need best practice to change. And sometimes the technology is faster than the standards. So again, how you balance that? How do you lead the standards? And this is what probably we are doing also in CorrosionRADAR, worth mentioning. It's not only about the technology, it's about how the industry adopting it through other means. Standards, very big part of that.
What's been the most challenging part of this journey, of this entrepreneurial journey so far?
There is a very important point actually that I didn't mention earlier, is a team. You need to have the A team behind you. And for me, nothing happens without the team. So the challenge and the satisfaction is to really build the right team with the right culture, with the right mindset, that are also buying into your vision, believe in this product before even this product kind of make it to the market. So that's very, very important. Challenge is to find the right people with the right mindset. You will find a lot of capable people, technically, but you need the right mindset, because when you startup change, you need to be agile. What worked this year will not probably work next year. So that agility, that way of always thinking ahead of the curve, that's not for everyone. So you need to make sure you have the team with the right skills, but most importantly with the right mindset and kind of way of working.
In the UK, there are about only 5% of women leaders in the tech industry, and that's steadily rising. But that's a statistic, and that's a very minimal number, 5%. So, and what's your observation and comments on that?
I mean, in 2025, I found that shocking. Honestly, 5% of our leaders in the startups kind of ecosystem, only female, that is shocking. And I think that's the top of the iceberg. I think the problem starts really before that. And I think we are making a little bit of improvement there at the bottom of the kind of chain. I mean, I'll talk about engineering and STEM because I think the problem is much bigger there. Where I think the journey starts with our girls at school. I mean, I have a girl and I know how things go, and I don't think we encourage our girls to do more scientific things. So STEM is very important to get more girls into that direction by encouraging them. I think the assumption sometimes at the primary school, oh, girls are not good in math. Who said that? So a lot of things we need to do at that level, primary school, secondary school, and to get more women. As I said, I'm talking more about STEM and engineering, to get more. I think we are doing it a bit better now. I mean, if you see the statistics, they are growing. But where the problem is now is it's like an onion. The more kind of you peel, the more issues you see. So once we guarantee that we have more engineers or women in STEM, I think they stop at a certain level. They stop at the mid-career. There is like a glass ceiling. I mean, as you know, women go and have sometimes maternity leaves and they have kids. I mean, it happened to me twice. And somehow that stops the career from their side and from the environment that they're working. So this is why you don't find a lot of women in the leadership position. And that has to change, because in a leadership position, you need diversity. From all types and sorts, and especially from women. We are 50% of the population. So if from that 50% you have only 5% leading tech companies, we certainly have a problem that we need to do something about it. There is a book to follow or a template to follow or how to lead a company or how to lead a team. Everyone, I am a big believer in authenticity. Someone needs to really bring their own value, the way how they do things. And sometimes in male-dominated sectors, it feels like there is an unwritten template. To be a leader, you have to be this way. You have to do it that way. I think things are changing, especially now, new generation coming in, but we need a little bit more. I mean, with the 5% that you said, definitely we need a little bit more.
When I also travel in our sector, which is oil and gas, I'm seeing a positive change, as you're saying as well. I find a lot of women in corrosion field, corrosion engineering, corrosion science. It's not up to the mark, it's not same, but it's increasing. And I find a lot of young corrosion engineers being women. So that's a growing trend. Do you have the same observations? And anything should be done to increase that?
Yes and no. I see it probably at the level you're talking about, but meeting directors, meeting plant managers, meeting investors. I mean, we talk about energy, but also about investments sector. Rarely, very rarely to meet women. So I think, back again, there is from a certain level onward, you see less and less. And actually the funny thing, my name doesn't give away if I'm a man or a woman. Dr. Chiraz Ennaceur, I could be anything. So the expectation that they're going to see a man through the door if I have a meeting or, So you see also sometimes okay, we are not expecting a female. But okay, it's not a problem. I think the industry is ready to see more female. I don't think we are doing enough to encourage more female to get to the leadership position.
Now coming to the entrepreneurial side of things, and obviously, this is an entrepreneurial venture, and then it's growing, scaling fast, and global adoption. On the entrepreneurship side of things, we talked about leadership earlier, but in general, in the entrepreneurship world, what is your take for this community? Startup and at times women as a community, but in general, entrepreneurs as a community, as to how they can bring technologies to this kind of market. Oil and gas, asset integrity. What's your tips?
So I'll start with the women. I think they have to be a little bit more risk takers. So let's do it. And we need to see more role models. I mean, I see it from my daughter. Her mom is CEO. When I ask her what do you want to be, I want to be CEO without even thinking. Okay, for her that's normal. For the entrepreneurship kind of community in general, I think. Well, I mean, being in Cambridge, what I really liked in the beginning, the generosity of people, of their time and their advice. We've been surrounded by a lot of people that were willing to help by anything, giving an advice, giving their time, and that's very important. Building an ecosystem or being surrounded by the right network is very important. And for me, I have been blessed by having amazing people around me. I had 2 co-founders. That's very important as well because, as I said, entrepreneurship is a journey. You have the ups are really high and the downs are really low sometimes. And there are a lot of points where you doubt yourself. Okay, am I going in the right direction? Is this the right product? Is it the right decision? Because by definition, you are entrepreneur leading something new. Nobody done it before. Otherwise, you would not be doing it as an entrepreneur. So, because everything is new, a lot of decision needs to be taken sometimes based on data, sometimes based on a gut feeling, on a hunch, and accept that you're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the journey, and this is where you learn. The more you are out there, the more you are talking to your customers, the more you are more close to your market, the more you learn, and that cycle has to happen, and then you bring that knowledge in the company, be it to impact decision, be it to impact how the product is being designed. So that's very important.
So talking about being closer to the market and entrepreneurship, how do you make sure that you are actually doing something which is solving a big problem for the market? I see a lot of entrepreneurs. They are riding the wave and riding the trends, but is that the right direction? Or from your experience, how do you be closer to the market?
Yeah, I mean, riding the wave and the trend for the sake of it, I don't see how this is gonna be kind of the right thing. My honest personal opinion. For me, the best combination is you understand the problem, so you know there is a problem, you understand the problem, and you develop the product to solve that problem, rather than developing a fancy product and then try to find a problem for it.
What historically inspired me personally as well, I mean, linking the dots here, Thomas Alva Edison. So Thomas Alva Edison, who was inventor of light bulb and then went on to invent like thousands of things, he made a statement that first go find a problem and then go solve it, rather than the other way around. So
absolutely,
I think that's what you're saying as well, that you need to find the problem first, talk to the customers, and then go solve it rather than anything else. So that's the right way of doing it.
I think what was really good for us at CorrosionRADAR, we had our first customer was with us from the beginning. So we had a customer from the beginning, and that really helped developing our solution to the customer's needs. Because at the end of the day, we are not the customers. We are entrepreneurs. We have the passion, the ambition, the energy to do that, but we are not the people facing the problem every day, and that brings you a different perspective.
Thanks, Chiraz. I think we are reaching at the end of this session as well. Again, what's your last message? If one message you want to give as an entrepreneurial leader, women leader as well, to the audience.
I think being a female in the energy sector, for me, I hope I can be a role model for at least one person. I want to say there is a lot of opportunity at the moment. Sector is transforming. We are talking about a lot about energy transformation. We're talking a lot about technologies that are, technology for me means opportunity. So we do have a lot of problems still needs to be solved, maybe more in efficient way, cost-effective way, faster way. So I want to really encourage female engineers to really take that step, that risk, that step ahead to go through a entrepreneurial journey. It's you know, maybe we're being told it's tough, or being a mom or being female you can't do it. I'm a living proof that you can do it. So if I can inspire, as I said, one woman today, I'll be really happy.
Thank you for listening to this podcast on conversation and insulation. So we'll be bringing more interesting topics around asset integrity and CUI. So tune in.